Okay, so we're gonna do hyperbolas, but I want to compare it to ellipses because there are a lot of similarities.
They're all oval.
Holy cow! I might go 51 on you here.
Let's go.
Okay, in an ellipse, you have foci, vertices. Okay, those values dictate what A, B, and C are. You remember that's the value of B, correct? And center to foci is C, I believe. And center to vertex is A. And what was that not Pythagorean theorem that I smashed the desk for? C squared. And the equation
Why would anyone do that? Make it so close. They can at least use different letters.
yeah, they could have, but then
But then they would have had to think of all the
so
letters.
what you're going to see today is that if we use different letters, then the hyperbola wouldn't be the Pythagorean theorem. So the hyperbola is the one they based it on, and that uses the Pythagorean theorem.
Oh, so then
This version for the hyperbola does. But so we had a choice basically. One or the other had to be messed up. Okay. So here's a hyperbola. Well, I know you're angry. Please don't break anything.
Well, that's a little late. They already broke it.
Welcome to math.
Actually, do you need a pencil? That's yeah. Look at a lot. Can you see them? No.
Oh, yeah. Also, passing.
Oh, did
You
you
know,
know
they're like, yeah.
they went to cheap.
Hyperbola. I got some.
I lost my own. Why did I lose
All right, so we have the two equations there. What's the difference? Yeah, that's the only difference here.
That's really dirty.
Gross.
Would you rather it be completely different?
Yeah.
Okay. So here, notice that these two, you add them together, they come together, correct? These two are different. You subtract them, they diverge. Okay, so that's why we have ellipse versus hyperbola.
So is it the same thing for the
Yeah.
It would be so wide.
Yeah, if it was, so this is a horizontal, yeah. The A is going to be bigger because it's horizontal with the X. If it was vertical, it would be y minus k squared with the A. Okay, those are the two.
Wait, so this is when you draw through right there is horizontal, right?
Right.
Vertical, like yeah, but like hyperbola. Yeah, but this.
Horizontal, horizon.
Yeah, you get it. That's okay. Okay, these letters match up with the same. So C is still center to focus. And A is still center to vertex. Now, how do I calculate B?
I have a question.
Yeah.
Are Y and K always together and S and H always together?
Yes.
Okay. So what is B?
All right. So B comes from. Do you remember what these are called?
Asymptote.
Yay!
They're the worst thing.
No.
The name says it all, right? Never mind.
My spine.
Honestly, I can't recommend it.
So if you draw the asymptotes, there's a vertical line at each vertex. Where it hits the asymptote, you go horizontal. It forms a rectangle. This is the value of B. What? What up, G? What? Thug? Thug life. Straight out of Compton. B. There's the equation relating A, B, and C. That one actually is the Pythagorean theorem.
Oh.
If you add A squared over,
Yeah.
right? So easy to reproduce. The length of C is the same as the length of the hypotenuse from B to A. Just in case you were curious, which never mind. All right, 2 more vocab words. Fun for the whole family here.
No, that's a straight up lie. It's a lie.
Transverse axis. And we have the
Yeah, that's all I think about.
conjugate axis. Okay, the transverse axis is 2 times A. The length of it is. And then the conjugate's 2B. So that might prove useful at some point. Okay. So if this is a vertical hyperbola, the transverse axis is vertical. The transverse axis is the longest one. It goes with A.
Oh.
Okay, it's
How can one axis be longer than the other though? I gotta remember.
because the length of the transverse axis is between these 2 points.
Oh.
Right. It's 2 times A. If A is that much, then there's 2 A's, right? So the longer axis there is either vertical or horizontal.
Okay, so now you can have it like this, then you can have it like that.
Pretty much.
What about that?
Yeah? It's called oblique. We're not going to subject you to that.
Okay.
But I think there is an example in your book. Yep. Example 5, page 648. Have fun. Are you okay so far?
No. Okay,
Like, so you don't need therapy. You can write all of this on your blue sheets,
Never mind, this is really good stuff.
right?
I still hate it because it's a lot.
Okay, let's go through an example of something I'm going to ask you to do. Hyperbola with foci, 1, -5, 1, 1. Transverse axis, 4 units.
So that means A is 2 units? Is that what that means?
Yep, yep. So somebody says A equals 2. That is correct. Is it vertical or horizontal? Think. Dude, Tristan. Those are so, never mind. Cool. But I might just have to steal them.
It's vertical.
Yay! It's vertical. See how the X values match? See that? So vertical. Guys, too much chit chat here. Since you struggle with ellipses, you might want to focus. Focus, get it? And these ones we have double focus. Okay, where's the center?
-3. 1, -3. Yeah. 1, -3.
Nope.
Oh,
It has to be right in the middle.
Sorry.
Okay, so you know your center. We know A is 2. So that would make those 2 points are vertices. Because A is 2, right? What is C?
3.
1, 2, 3.
You get a lot more answer.
That's center to focus. We can kind of sketch it. Oh wait, that's definitely not what I wanted to do.
Okay, Randy. Okay, Randy. No.
How can I calculate B?
Draw asymptote.
Yeah, we could do it that way.
Yeah,
Or we could do it the easy way. Yeah. So all right, what's the equation? What goes, oh, A goes with the Y's, right? Y plus 2 squared over A squared. 4.
Hold on, something's not right. Because that's definitely misleading. No, that's right. So we must issue a correction then.
You know how many times you found mistakes in that book?
It's not, probably not the book.
Is it us?
Probably.
It's in the book.
Okay, so here's any ellipses. So children, any ellipses, the A must be bigger than the B. That tells you what the vertical or horizontal axis is. In hyperbolas, the vertical or the axis that's transverse, the big one, is on the left side of the subtraction. Apparently, A does not have to be bigger than B. Okay, so be careful there. The difference between the two, I did tell you wrong earlier, apparently. But the A goes with the transverse axis. The transverse axis goes in front of the subtraction sign. Okay.
And the transverse axis is always
No, it's the longer one. In this case, it would be the y value, the y's. It's up and down, hyperbola, transverse, vertical. Okay. Glad we could straighten that one out. I think second hour just. Anyways, okay. Yeah. Oh, the transverse axis is 2 times A. I wrote it up here. So 2A equals 4. They're the same. It's A. A is equal to 2. You can hear a pin dropping here. Do you get it? Okay. Okay, the transverse axis is from here to here. Right? If it's 4 units, it has to be 2 above and 2 below. That means A is 2. That's graphical.
Can we all just agree that math is
No, we can't. It's not true.
you're the only person who thinks.
Probably not.
Yeah. Actually,
Everybody else is just not willing to admit it because they don't want to be branded a nerd. Okay, last thing. Okay, the asymptotes are lines. Can you find the equation of those asymptotes? You can. Here, it's another formula you can use. Ah, I wrote it wrong. A over B. You have all the data you need. It's A over B. Yeah, what's new? If you want the horizontal version, you switch the slope. That's all you do. That's the only difference. They have the same y-intercept. Yeah, so this one's y minus k plus or minus a over b, x minus h. And this one's plus or minus b over a. So for the one we graphed, huh? You can if you want. There are two of them. 2 lines, plus or negative, positive or negative. You can put it, if you want to, in slope-intercept form. You don't need to. You can, but you don't need to. You can leave it like that, it's fine. It's point-slope form. You'll get very used to using that next year. Many of you. It's actually easier in many respects. So just to finalize this one, we kind of struggled with ellipses. If the center is 1, negative 2, what are the foci? C is 3, correct? So this is 3. What do I do with the x value? Stays the same because we're vertical. I add 3 and I subtract 3. So 1, 1, and 1, negative 5. Okay, that was a given in the problem, yes, but I'm kind of working backwards there on you. And the vertices, again, x values are the same. Add 2 and subtract 2. That's the value of A. So,
The vertices are the middle of the little
right there. Center, yeah, the vertices are right there. It's the vertex of each parabola. So kind of work backwards there just to give you an idea of it. Are we going to be able to execute this? If by execute you mean shoot it in the head? No. Fire execution by firing squad. Very nice. So try. I have only given you 5 new problems. Before class is out, try to get 2 and 5 done. If you are doing nothing, word execution came up recently.
How would you like?
And now that was recorded online, so if you need to get me in trouble, there you go. Goodbye.